Flicker and the colors of the forest. Long ago, in a forest of ancient trees, a strange sadness fell. All the colors vanished. The green leaves turned to gray, the bright flowers faded to dust, and the blue river looked like a sheet of lead. The animals moved slowly, their hearts heavy. Only one tiny creature still had a light of his own. His name was Flicker, and his light was a tiny, hopeful spark. He flew to the wise old owl. "Why is our forest so sad?" he asked. The owl hooted softly. "The colors belong to Mama Mabili, the mountain spirit. She keeps them hidden on her peak, and no one is clever enough to get them back." Flicker's light pulsed with determination. He would try. He flew and flew, his little light a beacon against the gray sky, until he reached the highest peak. There, sitting on a throne of stone, was Mama Mabili. Her body was made of moss and rock, and her eyes were like deep, empty caves. Flicker bowed low. "Great Mama Mabili, please give the colors back to the forest. We miss them so much." The mountain spirit's voice rumbled like falling stones. "Tiny creature, you want my treasures? Bring me 3 impossible things: the whisper of the wind, the tear of the moon, and the laughter of a stone. Do this, and the colors shall be yours." Flicker flew back down the mountain. He found a field of tall, dry reeds. He chose one that was hollow and blew into it just right. A soft, whistling sound came out. He carefully carried the reed back up the mountain. He presented the reed to Mama Mabili. "Here is the whisper of the wind, great spirit. It is a shy thing, but it speaks through this reed." Mama Mabili took the reed and listened. A faint smile, like a crack in a stone, appeared on her face. For his second task, Flicker waited until the moon was full. He found a large leaf with a single perfect dewdrop on it, reflecting the moonlight like a tiny silver jewel. He carefully carried the leaf, his light guiding his way. He presented the dewdrop. "Here is the tear of the moon, which she weeps for the gray forest." Mama Mabili looked at the tiny, perfect drop. A single, mossy tear rolled down her cheek, and she looked a little less sad. For the final task, Flicker found a smooth, round pebble. He sat before Mama Mabili and began to tell her a funny story about a clumsy squirrel trying to bury an acorn. Mama Mabili's shoulders began to shake. A deep, rumbling chuckle started in her chest. "Listen, Mama Mabili," Flicker said, holding up the pebble. "This stone is laughing with you." Mama Mabili's eyes widened. She had been outsmarted by a tiny firefly. A wide, joyful smile spread across her face, and she opened her hands. A great wave of color rushed out from her palms, splashing across the mountain and down into the forest. The leaves turned emerald green, the flowers burst into every shade of the rainbow, and the river sparkled with a brilliant blue. The animals rejoiced, and the forest was full of life and laughter once more. And from that day on, whenever a firefly's light twinkled in the night, they remembered Flicker, the tiny hero who proved that cleverness and wit can bring the greatest treasures of all.